Texas teenager has the honor of bringing a piece of history to her high school. Azle High School senior Brooke Shocke made a connection with some of the heroes of the greatest generation and will continue to share their story. So you became interested in Pearl Harbor after visiting Hawaii with your family?
Yes, I was 11 years old when I visited the first time, and then I visited again at 14, and then recently at 17.
So that led to a meeting with at least two of the only 5 Pearl Harbor survivors a couple of years back. How did that happen? How did it affect you as a person?
Well, my dad found Nikki Stratton, granddaughter to Donald Stratton, on Facebook, and they invited us out to Colorado Springs for a ceremony where I was able to meet Donald Stratton.
And he has a remarkable story about his time at Pearl Harbor and after.
Yes, he does. So when I met him, I did what everyone does. They thank him for his service, and he said everyone has to be somewhere. And that if that doesn't show you what the greatest generation is truly about, then I don't know what would, because they are a generation of heroes. They're a generation of volunteers. They volunteered to rescue us from World War II, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, exactly. And Mr. Stratton, who we've since lost, as we have most of the Pearl Harbor survivors, was injured and then did what after he could have gone back home?
Well, he was home for a little bit of time, and then he tried to re-enlist, but they actually denied him. But then they said that if he could make it through basic training, he could go back into the Navy. And eventually he did. He even was ranked top of his class out of that boot camp, and he was actually given the Purple Heart as they were passing through Pearl Harbor to get fuel. Right.
And so, of course, the most famous ship, that Pearl Harbor monument, sits over the USS Arizona. And there is going to be, and this is a remarkable story in itself, we're going to talk more about this next hour, another USS Arizona.
Yes, Nikki Stratton is actually going to commission the new USS Arizona. I currently don't know that much about the new one, but right now I am focusing on the old one, and we're actually getting a display to be put in my school tomorrow night at 6 p.m.
And it actually contains a small piece of the USS Arizona that will permanently be a part of Azle High School. What do you hope the message is?
I hope that the students and the visitors at Azle High School take away this piece being a tangible piece of history that we can see with our own eyes and connect those stories through history, and that it's never forgotten.
Absolutely. Well, you're amazing to really make that connection with, as you call it, the greatest generation, which certainly is for very good reason. Members of Donald Stratton's family will be at tomorrow night's ceremony. It's at Azle High School, 6 p.m. The dedication of the permanent display of the artifact from the USS Arizona, which, if you have been there, it'll touch you forever. If you have not, try to make it there at least once in your lifetime. We have a link to details on fox4news.com. We're going to talk with Donald Stratton's granddaughter, Nikki, about her role in preserving the USS Arizona and the new warship. That's coming up in about an hour on Good Day. Thank you so much, Brooke.
Thank you.